Good afternoon, everyone. I am Marilyn Couch from the Human Sciences Research Council.
Hi everyone, I am Nonkululeko Dlamini and I work closely with Marilyn.
And today we're going to be discussing creative methods in which we can communicate science, okay? So earlier on today, my colleague, Dr. Sobane, introduced the Engaged Research project that the Human Sciences Research Council has been tasked with. And during her discussion, she mentioned that when we started with the Engaged Research project, we searched the literature because we were trying to find a definition for what engaged research is. And she also mentioned that we haven't found one yet. But when we put this presentation together, we had to obviously find a definition, something that would work for us to explain to you guys what engaged research is. And so the most simple definition that we found, and one that we thought was most suitable, was that engaged research is a collaborative approach that involves active partnerships between community members, researchers, research participants, and the community in which we go out into and conduct engaged research. And that it is also a deviation from traditional research methods because it intimately requires researchers to engage with community members. In the literature, it is also known as community-based participatory research, community-engaged research, stakeholder engagement, participatory action research.
So, poetic inquiry fits here as a method in engaged research that allows researchers to collect data from participants through interviews, focus groups, and other methods, then transform the key themes, emotions, and insights into poems. This creative process involves selecting and arranging participants' words to capture their experiences, their lived experiences, and emotions in a way that communicates the meaning and the depth of their stories. These poems are then used to convey findings in a more accessible and emotionally relatable way, making the research more inclusive and engaging for both participants and broader audiences. Here's an example of a study that used poetic inquiry in engaged research. This study is called Poetic Inquiry as a Research and Engagement Method in Natural Resource Science. I always get this wrong. In Natural Resource Science. I'm so used to saying natural sciences, so sorry. This is an engaged research study that explored how poetic inquiry can be applied to natural resource science, focusing on participants' experiences and emotions related to environmental challenges. Poetic inquiry here was used to turn scientific observations and personal reflections into poetry, bridging the scientific data with human experiences. By engaging participants in this creative process, the project aimed to foster a deeper, more empathetic understanding of natural resources issues and making complex ecological themes more accessible and personally relatable with the broader audience.
So in 2016, the Human Sciences Research Council was tasked with conducting a homelessness study. And the purpose of the study was to develop a green paper on homelessness in South Africa. So the first extract that you see here is an extract taken from one of the interviews that were conducted with a homeless person who was involved in the study. And in the interest of time, I'm just going to very quickly read through this extract and then explain to you how we apply poetic inquiry in engaged research. So the extract reads, "I'm from a place in KwaZulu-Natal, that's where my brothers are. I was with relatives here. While I was staying with my relatives, it came to a point where I could feel that they did not want me anymore, you know. I just came to Durban. I have no mother, I have no father. My father passed away when I was very young. I was just moving from here to there, renting at people's homes. I have no one. My one child passed away, and my brothers have all passed away. I am the only one left with my one child and this one Zulu where I was renting. I was running around renting, and my child left me there. And so I found a place in the informal settlements. I was living there in the shacks, renting, paying rent. Now I am paying rent. Then, and my child was just crying the whole time. That's when I came to Durban. I have been living in the streets of Durban for 5 years. I go and beg at the mosque, and then I use the money to buy food. Then I sleep on the floor at night. Okay, so that's the extract, that's the data, that's the results from one of the interviews. So in poetic inquiry, what we do is we look at the data, we analyze it, and we highlight certain phrases or texts, or we look for meaning in the data. And we generate or create or craft what we call a found poem. And the found poem, it looks like that on your extreme left. And this was the outcome of this data.
I was staying with my relatives. They did not want me anymore. I came to Durban. I have...
Sorry.
We're not so sure what's going on.
IT.
IT, please. I'm not so sure.
There's something's happening up there as well. Sorry.
Just gonna close.
I was staying with my relatives.
Sorry, just tested it.
Do you see the way the light is flashing up there? That's the problem.
I'm not sure. I can go get the guy.
Well, we'll play this at the end. Let's just continue.
Okay, we didn't plan for that, so now I've got to improvise. Okay. Okay, so the video was supposed to play, and then after the video, so we would mention that in this method, extra words are cut out. So in the previous slide, you would see that the highlighted words are the words that we use to generate the poem. So with this method, certain words are cut out, certain phrases are distilled and ordered, and the words of the participants then read with real impact. And what's unique about this method, or what's special about it, is that you stay true to the words of the participants. So with a found poem, you can't add in your own words. You take the data and you craft the poem using the words of the participant only. Poetic inquiry and engaged research not only preserves the voices and the experiences of our participants, but it also enhances the impact of their stories and presents it or communicates it in a way that is relatable and accessible. And through poetry, the complexities of science and the realities of our research participants, the realities of their lived human experiences are communicated effectively, providing insights that might sometimes be overlooked by traditional research methods.
Engaged research using poetic inquiry is a collaborative research approach where researchers and community members work together. This creates a deeper connection by capturing lived experiences and emotions. It makes research more accessible by simplifying complex concepts and making science understandable to audience beyond the science community. Poetic inquiry is inclusive, giving marginalized voices a platform and ensuring diverse perspectives shape the research. This ultimately results in research that is relevant, accessible, and benefits the entire community.
Overall, it communicates science through its emphasis on mutual benefit, the co-creation of knowledge, but most importantly, it aligns the research goals with the priorities of those in whom the research impacts the most. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just try again.
They did not want me anymore. I came to Durban.
It's okay.
I have no mother.
Okay, let's start again. Thank you.
I was staying with my relatives. They did not want me anymore. I came to Durban. I have no mother. I have no father. I was just moving. Here and there, I have no one. My one child passed away. My brothers have all passed away. I am the only one left with my one child.
I was running around and my child left me. I found a place in the informal settlements. I was living in the shacks. I have no one. I have been living in the streets for 5 years. I go big. I use the money to buy food. I sleep on the floor at night. I have no one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.